Hello, and welcome back to Maya Movie Club. My name is Maya, and this is where I talk about movies. Welcome back! If you hear children screaming in the background, it's because I live near an elementary school and they are having a good time. So if that bothers you, you hate fun and youth, which I relate to. Today, I want to talk about the Banshees of Inisherin. This movie, I loved it. I will explain why, but I also just do want to acknowledge that I know it was not controversial. A lot of people weren't into it or thought it was really slow, namely my sister-in-law. I loved it. I've talked about this in previous videos. I really get off on good yummy dialogue. Ugh, I hate that I said that. And character studies. And this movie was 100% that. But who better to write and direct movies like that than Martin McDonagh, who literally is also a playwright. Visually, it was so beautiful. The cinematography was incredible, but at the same time, anything set in that background, come on. I literally was like, should I move to a very small island off the coast of Ireland? I was like, I need to go on walks more. Walks through the countryside. Unfortunately, LA does not have any countryside, so I'll just walk around my garbage-ridden neighborhood. Also, didn't this movie just make you want a pint? Call him. I don't know what I did to ya. You didn't do nothing. I just don't want to be friends with you no more. You didn't do nothing. What's his name? Patrick or something? No, that's not right. In terms of performance, Brendan, so good. Carrie Condon was amazing. She was amazing. There are a lot of roles where, because I'm a narcissist, I watch them and I'm like, I could have played that. I'm really airing some deep, dark secrets right now. I was literally like, yes, this is so correct. She fucking killed it. It was perfect. That was perfect casting. But anyway, who stole the show? Colin Farrell. This was probably one of my favorite performances of his ever. Yeah, I'm a big fan of his. I think he's fantastic, but this role was just so different, so pure and innocent and happy-go-lucky. I loved all the animals too, and if I had a pet donkey, I would also have it walking around in my house. I also love how Martin McDonagh always is just yeah, we have this very simple story, but let's just make it gory. Why not? I really relate to that. Spoiler alert, cutting off all your fingers and throwing them at a door is unhinged behavior. You're not doing so hot, but the thump of the finger was iconic, and him walking around with a bloody stump because someone didn't respect his boundaries. Wow. He made a hard boundary and he was very clear. He told him what he was gonna do, and then he did it, so no one can be surprised. I found the story very intriguing because I think a lot of it is commenting on kind of the discourse online about boundary making and what it means to be a kind human being, and if niceness actually matters. A huge reason why Colin didn't want to be friends with... Okay, I need to figure out his fucking name. Colin Farrell's character's name is Parik. Someone give me applause for doing one Google search of research. The whole reason that Colin didn't want to be friends with Parik anymore is because he wanted to leave something behind in the world. Parik was taking up too much of his time with dullness and with things that weren't interesting to him. And he wanted to use the time that Parik was hijacking, in his opinion, to focus on his music and leave something behind when he died, because he got very aware of his mortality all of a sudden. And everyone's response to that was, that's not nice. And he was like, I don't care about being nice. When we die, what's the point of being nice? Colin. Anyway, conversation of hold your boundaries. That's what Colin was trying to do. And I have blocked several men online because I was like, I don't need this energy in my life. It always makes me feel really, really guilty because I'm like, that's not nice. At the same time, I'm only here for hopefully a good number of decades, but you never fucking know. This quite literally is taking my time. People are going to remember the impact that you made in the world and what you leave behind. And does that matter? And for some people, it doesn't matter. For Parik, that simple day-to-day, being friends, having conversations at the pub, going for walks, that's enough for him. Being nice, that's enough. He doesn't care about being remembered. That's like what he's accepted and embraced. Meanwhile, Colum decides to go against that and says, no, this is not how I want to spend my time. He wants to be remembered, even though it's not nice, and he wants to make an impact. And it's kind of like, what does impact mean to you? Does it matter to brighten other people's lives, even if there won't be any articles written about it? Or does it matter to leave behind movies, have a big gravestone in Hollywood Forever Cemetery, have a New York Times obit written about you? And is it worth cutting ties and being maybe mean in order to achieve the things you want? So even though this movie is set in the past, I think it's really talking about very, very, very current issues. And I think that's really interesting. And I love these two perspectives in terms of Colum. When he said, I'm going to cut off my fingers, I believed him immediately. I was like, yeah, he's going to do it, I could tell. He was such a grumpy bitch. And then when he said, I'm gonna do it on my violin playing hand, I was like, wait, no! He's fucking serious, and if Parik knows better, he will leave him the fuck alone. Parik, spoiler alert, does not know better. But at the same time, doesn't that literally defeat the entire point to focus on his music? And then when those boundaries were broken, he made it more difficult to play violin. I'm really, really happy that was in the film. But at the same time, I was like, this doesn't make complete sense to me. Maybe it doesn't have to. Films are beautiful for so many reasons, but one of them is like, not everything is explained. And if films were always explained, I would be super bored. So yeah, I love this movie. I'm a big fan of Martin. I like his plays a lot as well. And I think he is just a fantastic storyteller. I can get down with things that are slower if everything else is very, very rich and full and deep. A life lesson I learned is it's 2023. So if someone breaks your boundaries, just block them. And if they don't leave you alone, get a restraining order. And don't cut off your fingers. It's not worth it, and it could kill a donkey. I give this movie 9.5 pints of dark beer. Colum. Parik. If you liked the movie, if you hated the movie, drop it in the comments. Let's chat about it. Let me know what movie you want me to review next. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you soon. Thanks for watching, and see you soon. Goodbye. I just don't like you anymore, Colum, but that's not nice. Just leave me alone, Colum.